And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Norwin High School and High Top Sports Network and our presentation of WPIAL high school football, Kiski area and Norwin. We're shooting through glass, so you can see a little bit of a reflection on your screen there. Apologize for that. Outside handoff and headed to the house for the first scoring play of the game. That is Tristan Tavares. And Norwin on the board first with a rushing touchdown from Tavares, 27 yards out. And that'll make it 6-0 Knights here in the first quarter, 7:28 left. Kiski's first possession marked with some offensive penalties and some good defense by the Knights. And the extra point up and good. So 7-0 Knights early going. Kiski area coming off a dominant shutout victory over Knock last week. Down here at Norwin. First score of the game, courtesy of a 27-yard touchdown run by Tristan Tavares, 5'11", 195-pound senior for these Knights. Josh Rettengoss and Dave Hartman here with you on High Top Sports, thanks to Negro Ankle and Foot Care, tonight's official broadcast partner. This is on the team for the Knights. Set the Cavaliers. Number 3, Shirley, and number 4, Fitty. Scoreboard updated for you here in just 1 second. So the touchdown drive was 48 yards after Norwin held Kiski on the opening possession. Here is a return. Looks like Shirley makes a man miss. It gets up over the 35-yard line. So decent field position to start after that touchdown by Norwin. Even Shirley brings it out to about the 37. And that is where Kiski will begin their second possession of this Week 1 matchup. Got a victory last week, as mentioned, over Knock at home. It was a great atmosphere at Kiski area. Wow. And Dave, I just want to point out, look at the size of the rosters between these two teams. See, everybody has a number on Norwin. And everybody has a number on Kiski, but not everybody has a number on Norwin. So first place stopped for a loss right there. No, not a loss, but looks like just a gain of about 1. And in at quarterback, his first action of the season is Bryce Beach. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. That is Landon Hartman. Hartman did not play last week against Knock. So in here to start against Norwin tonight. Last week, it was Avon Shirley back there running a bit of, I guess you would call it wildcat. He had some forward passes down the field, but it was more of a, maybe a pistol type offense. You know, it was kind of offense by, I don't even know how you would describe it. Necessity would be a good word, I guess. Well, it took me a while to get there. So Hartman rolls and looks like a design run play, but he pulls back, drops it off, and has a completion and past the first down marker. That is Tegan Shirley hauling it in, and Hartman on the run right there. Drops it in the bucket right on the hands of Shirley. And we will have a Kiski area first down. They were going backward quite often as well, you know, the penalties. Now, stopped for a big loss there. That tackle in the backfield made by Ben Markle. And last week's player of the game, Ashton Taylor, nowhere to run right there as he gets dropped for a huge loss. Looks like a loss of about, well, they gave him a pretty favorable spot there. I thought that was going to be a loss of about 9. So second and 16 now. First quarter here at Norwin. Knights and Cavaliers battling it out. Second and 16. Armin takes the snap, rolls again to his left, and he's going to run. Lots of room, and he cuts it up the sideline there and steps out just past the first down marker. So Artman on that design rollout, he dropped it off to Shirley for a first down the last time they ran that play. This time, all kinds of green, Dave, as you said. And Artman uses those legs to get up over the first down marker. That'll move the chains for Kiski area. And that handoff up the middle stuffed. So stacked up behind the line of scrimmage there. Dropped for a loss. I think that was number 33 for the Cavaliers. I'm not sure. Did you see the number, Dave? I thought it was 33. I think we're good now. We're trying to just get that reflection off. As I said, we're shooting through glass, so you can kind of see a little bit of a shadow. I think that'll go away when the sun goes down. So with 3:55 left here, first quarter, second and 12. Now, Hartman rolls to his right, dumps it off, and the completion was stacked immediately and knocked out of bounds. On that reception, that was Andrew Finney making the grab, but he was met immediately and knocked out of bounds by Potter Brzezinski, excuse me. Well, he put an N in the name too. It was Brzezinski, is how it's spelled. And I said Brzezinski as well, but it's spelled Brzezinski. I like to put an N in there. I just feel like it sounds right. But. So big third down here for Kiski in Norwin territory for the first time on their second possession. And Hartman takes the snap, fake handoff to Taylor, rolling right, but he's hit in the backfield and dropped for the sack. Nice play shooting in there. It was Michael DeFazio. And another big stop by Norwin as Kiski will be forced to punt. How about that, Dave? That speed there showed off by DeFazio. 6'3", 205 linebacker showed some real good movement there, getting into sacking Hartman. So back to punt for the second time are the Cavaliers. That boot sent deep by Austin Beck and letting it bounce. Is Norwin going to get a Kiski roll down to about 20, Dave, and that'll be touched up by the Cavaliers at the 21-yard line. So Norwin, after Kiski got a couple of first downs, Norwin able to put the brakes on that Cavaliers offense and force another long fourth down after the sack. Oh, yeah, there's three lines of assistants. Head coach Mike Brown here at Norwin. It's got a plethora of assistant coaches. But that's what happens when you get to the bigger schools, and, I need a trainer right now. The neck and the back's a little bit stiff. That's true. You told me, I got a great story about the Iceman after this play. And that's when, good run there. And powering forward, that's a first down for the Knights. Tristan Tavares. So during the softball game this year, I started broadcasting behind home plate. And one of the girls fouled the ball. She was a lefty, fouled it off her instep, and it hit right above her cleat, hit right in the ankle. I mean, it's painful. And she went down in a heap and was crying. And I got to hear the Iceman as this pass is complete. Oh, a drop, trying to turn it upfield. Was Potter Brzezinski, and he was already turning and looking to see what kind of moves he was going to make. After that good throw right on the hands. Oh, man. The ball's in your hands, and you start to turn your head. We've all done it if you play backyard football or anything. Tavares hands off there, up through the middle and running hard with power. Giovanni Rothrauf. He gets up near the 50-yard line and will have a first down and another first down for the Knights. So what I was going to say was I got to hear it in person, the Iceman saying, I'm going to get you a bag of ice. We'll numb it up. Because they sat her in a chair right beside me. I had my little spot behind home plate. And they had to get her off. They had basically two teammates and the Iceman had to help her off the field. And there's what a good tackle there. Rothrauf just about to get the engine started, and in there looked like Tegan Shirley right at the ankles. But yeah, the Iceman, for those who might not know, is Armstrong co-athletic director and head trainer Todd Harvey, affectionately known as the Iceman. And I got to hear it in person. It was a very calm and soothing voice. Another good blocking scheme up front. That's going off left tackle right there. With number 22, Dylan Greaves. And he is up near, well, it's a gain of about, what do you got there? About 3rd and 2? 3rd and 1. They mark it a long one, right? That's about 1 and 7. It's about 1 and, 15 16ths, I guess. So Norwin moving the ball effectively. It's changed to 3rd and 2. They must have heard us. We weren't making fun. And a great stop in the backfield. Going to be stopped short. And in there first for the Cavaliers, number 33, shooting the gap, Cohen Rich. So that'll force a 4th and 2. And let's see what Coach Brown decides to do. We'll have to wait until after. Yep, team switch, got to switch sides. A quick moving first quarter here at Norwin. The Knights on top of the Cavaliers, 7-0. Getting ready to move to the second quarter here on High Top Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Dave Hartman to my right, Josh Reckengast here with you on the call. 2 other games tonight on the network. Armstrong hosting Hampton, and Freeport welcoming Derry area. So a couple more exhibitions before teams start to get into conference play. And Dave, we had a nice ride down here that got a little a quicksand there at the end. Ran into some traffic, as you would expect on a Friday night down here, Irwin, PA. But beautiful night for football. It's not too hot. There were some cramps last week. It was still kind of pretty warm during the game last week, and I saw the kids, that first game starting to cramp up in the second half. But tonight's a perfect night for football. Maybe just a touch too warm if you really want to get split hairs, but all right. It's 4th and 1. The team switch sides, and cutting it up is Tavares, and he'll have the first down. So really no doubt there out of Coach Brown what they were going to do with it. They push it forward and into deeper into Kiski territory, up the 36-yard line of the Cavaliers. So Tavares at quarterback had a big sack there to end one of Kiski's first 2 possessions. Actually, sacks ending both of them. Little fake there and a dump off outside, getting near the sidelines and pushed out of bounds, but not before. Yeah, he's got another first down, it looks like. And that was Josh Leonard on the reception, on a nice little fake inside draw handoff there from Tavares. Faked it to Greaves, and now Tavares fires on the quick out, gets it forward. And hauling it in that time was Brzezinski. He made sure he watched that ball all the way into his hands there, Dave. So moving the ball effectively so far this evening are the Norwin Knights. Harris. He's going to run it and popped. Hit low and high at the same time. And in there first, we're getting credit for the tackle. There's number 21 for the Cavaliers. That's Lorenzo Price, the sophomore. And he had a real big fumble recovery last week's game. Price did. Knifing in there and taking Tavares out after a gain of just 2. Tavares back. Quick offense by Norwin. Tavares looks, has all kinds of time. Fires. Brzezinski dives for the end zone. They don't have it. The ball across the goal line. I thought on first blush that it looked like a touchdown, and the official really saying nice individual effort there by Brzezinski and all kinds of time for Tavares to throw. And Norwin taking a 13-0 lead. Norwin, a 6A school, and there's only one section in 6A for football, and that includes North Allegheny, Hempfield, Cannon, McMillan, Mount Lebanon, Norwin, Seneca Valley, and Central Catholic. And Norwin about to take a 14-0 lead should this extra point go through. Kick is up, and number 99 for the Knights boots it through. That is Tristan Josephic. That makes it 14-0. Knights here. 10:38 left in the second quarter. Yeah, you gotta tell the difference between 6 and 5, as I said. Everything's bigger. Holy man. Yeah. And it's, I heard it was the Norwin, it was like junior nights, junior night this evening. Only 11 football players here in the area in attendance this evening. Oh yeah, it's a big turnout here. They call this place the Castle. Did you know that, Dave? It definitely has some. It's got a castle feel, though. Strategically placed too. It is my first football game here as well. Did the basketball game in the wintertime. And a short kick there taken by Shirley. And Shirley makes a man miss. He's out across the 30. He's getting to the 35. Tiptoes the sideline and tripped up as he gets near midfield. David Shirley, a great return. And finally the angle tackle there to save an even larger gain. Possibly 6 points made by Carson Miller on special teams. But nice patience there by Shirley, waiting for the play to develop in front of him and then hitting the sidelines and turning the motor up. I'll tell you what, right in front of the Norwin bench too, and none of those players pointed at the sidelines. So that tells you right there that Shirley tiptoed it, and oh, they did. You're right. Well, maybe that's why they were pointing at the sideline. So the snap, Artman hands off, and nowhere to run, but popping out of the pile and getting forward for at least a positive gain there. That was Ashton Taylor. Tough sledding so far for Taylor. Really hasn't gotten the opportunities as of yet in this game, and likely the opportunity will be limited. Definitely a game to remember for that young man. He really, I named him player of the game. He was something else running the ball, very patient, and then running with some real strength for a freshman. So shotgun snap, Artman, there's Taylor again, pops off a tackle. Not going to get down with one guy hitting him, and he falls forward near the first down marker. So Taylor doing his best right now. They're trying to get him involved. Yeah, you get popped like pretty close to the line of scrimmage, he's bouncing off of it. You kind of expect that maybe from a junior to senior. Taylor in there, he's listed. They got him at 5'9", 180. So I mean, that's a stout young man. No, I thought he was bigger than that too. And again, a second effort as Taylor pushes forward across the line to gain for first down there for Kiski. As we roll under 9 minutes left in the first half. Cavaliers trail by a couple of scores. Thanks again to this evening's official broadcast partner, Big Row Ankle and Foot Care and Vandergrift. That's all right. That was my fault. I blocked your screen. I'll take the heat on that one. That was my bad. I shouldn't have blocked your screen. That's right. Mid-season form as Taylor's hit by nearly four Knights get a hand on him, but falling forward and he gets a yard. So again, it's kind of speaking to what we were talking about, Dave. Taylor not going down on first contact or second or third. You know, to run that hard as a freshman and to not fear contact, especially, yeah, I was going to say that. And I mean, his first varsity start, obviously, last week against Knox, there was obviously no fear as he went off last week against those Knights. Second week in a row, the Cavaliers are playing a team called the Knights. And Hartman tries to get rid of it. He does just before being knocked to the turf. So avoiding a sack, getting that right arm up and over Josh Leonard, able to force an incompletion outside the tackle box, just barely there for Leonard. Or excuse me, for Hartman. That was, well, he was getting close there. He knew he had to get rid of it quickly to save a big loss. 7:33 left in the first half, 3rd and 9. For the Cavaliers, Norwin a 14-0 lead here in the second quarter. Two drives, 2 touchdowns for the Knights. Hartman waits, fires deep, going up top, and just a bit too long. And that was a deep shot taken there by Andrew Finney. So showing off the arm right there, Dave. That was not an easy throw. He planted it about the 40-yard line, and that ball hit it about the 10. So you're looking at a 50-yard throw right there. Yeah, it did. It was actually too long of a toss there for Finney. So obviously got the cannon there. The sophomore, as mentioned, did not play last week against Knox, getting his first start of the season tonight. And another punt by the Cavaliers. That one fair caught immediately. Line drive kick. And fair caught at the 25-yard line by Ben Markle. Austin Beck with that low line drive. So in this game, first half, you'd say, oh, well, Norwin's dominating. And I start to see a little bit of room developing there for the Cavaliers. But no, they certainly haven't given up. And they got, it's a slow grind against a team that is this big up front. I mean, Norwin a big size advantage at the line of scrimmage. But Kiski has some big boys, too. It's not that they're completely overwhelmed. And I feel like the get the blocking scheme down on the offensive side of the ball, maybe get some runs. But, a flag comes in. Might have been a face mask, Dave. That one was up top. I know. That's dangerous. That might... Remember that Orlando Brown for the Cleveland Browns? He took a penalty flag in the eyeball and sued the NFL for it. Yeah, he did. So that penalty goes against Norwin there. So marching it back 10 yards. So Kiski might be able to use this to their advantage. 7:13 left, first half. $10-0 there at the Hawks Nest. Talbots. That's a good rivalry game, coming in. Oh, man, that's a little bubble screen, and there's room, and coming in and popping the receiver was number 7 for the Cavaliers, Robert Sarno, and the reception. How about that, Dave? You're the Negro Ankle and Foot Care out-of-town scores, Dave, delivering. Those are the 2 games on High Top Sports Network tonight. As the hospitality continues here. Just got some beverages dropped off. Thanks to Mike Burrow and his staff, the athletic director down here in Norwin. I would say down here, it's like I live up in the mountains or something. Like, kind of live in the hills. In the sticks and the boonies. But I mean, I do south of where I live, so Norwin is south. So I say down here. That's right. It's not like I'm saying over here. Timeout taken That was, see who took that timeout. Was it Kiski or Norwin? I think it was Norwin. Yeah, that's what I thought. They haven't marked it on the scoreboard, but I did think it was Norwin. So Coach Mike Brown takes his first timeout of the game. Timeout button. Take that timeout off. What the heck? Oh, there they are. Timeouts. Yes, they have two. Getting the records on the scoreboard there updated. Norwin 0-1 coming into this game. As I mentioned, Kiski beat Knock last week. And Norwin gave Penn Trafford a game. 34-31, the Warriors won last week. A completion and another first down. That one tossed out to number 8, Michael DeFazio. Get across the line to game. 5:50 left. Norwin again moving the ball effectively. And bouncing it outside and putting the shoulder down. Taking on some contact right there with Josh Leonard. He not shying away from contact there, Dave. Well, that's the way we like it. That's the way, we like it. And another first down for the Knights. And one thing that does, Dave, I mean, the time of possession has been clearly in Norwin's favor so far in this game as they continue to run the ball. And it's not like, there's a flag coming in. It must be in the backfield, probably a procedure penalty. Might have been a false start on the Knights. But they're getting a lot of plays off. They're running it quickly. It's not like your traditional ground and pound where you're running the ball and you take the whole play clock, get up, and then snap it. They're running quick plays. Yeah, I saw the flag come out there late. Well, not late, but it was probably illegal substitution. And it goes against Kiski. 12 men on the field. So not as if the Knights needed any help moving the ball. Cavaliers taking a penalty right there. And that'll make it 1st and 5. 5:25 left. Leonard. In between two sidecars there. Takes the snap. Hands it off. Good running room. And creasing that line. Still on his feet. And powering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Cavaliers. Finally taking down the strong run of Dylan Greaves. 6'1", 210. That's a running back right there, boy. Nice footwork by Greaves at the line, too. Just kind of creasing that block and then cutting it back toward the middle of the field. And Kiski area will take their first timeout of the evening. I'll tell you what, it was nice because, it was blocking between center and left guard. He got that original hole and then just kind of almost sidestepped and then turned his hips and then hit the middle of the field. And that was a really, really nice run by Greaves. Get another first down for Norwin, and they are inside Steffi's Country Catering Red Zone. Make sure you look up Terry Steffi on Facebook. Get those Sunday takeout meals. And, I can test, sure as Dave can as well, that stick to the ribs goodness at Steffi's Country Catering. Steffi's Country Catering. Find him on Facebook, Terry Steffi. And he'll slick you up. I told him that should be his motto. He'll slick you up. He goes, I don't know. Will everyone understand? I go, they will after they eat your food. He'll slick you up. Well, Terry, I always joke with him. I said, he catered my birthday when I turned 45, and I had Stevie's Country Catering for a week, and I ordered for my family, which is a big family. We had probably 40 people there, and I still had Stevie's Country Catering for a week. That's how many leftovers there were. I think we got the chicken romano, which is one of my favorites that Terry makes. And I just thought, it was like, by the fourth day, I was going to the fridge, and I'm like, okay, a chicken romano again? No, you're never over. Oh, man, good completion. Quickly, and spinning off a tackle, getting near the goal line, and hauled down right inside the one. That was Jake Knight, perfectly named for playing for this squad. Spelled the same as well. Oh, man. Oh, dude, never. Can't turn it down once, twice, three times as Leonard up the gut, untouched for the score, and Norwin extends their lead to 3 touchdowns. Another efficient drive. The Cavaliers really no answers for that quick run offense. And this time it was Leonard running the show at the quarterback position, and ultimately he ends up hitting pay dirt with the 1-yard touchdown rush for 11 left first half. And Joseph, number 99, the 5'10 senior. 2 for 2 on the point after today. Looking to make it 3 for 3. And it's up and good. Looking for a tuba, maybe. Oh, the drum major knocking it back. Yeah, hey, that's props right there. The drum major, fully caped, jumped up and smacked that ball back so it didn't hit one of the big horns there. I gotta give some props there. That was a nice athletic play by the drum major. So a 3-score game now. Kiski trailing Norwin 21-0. Cavaliers had the ball first. And that means Norwin will start the second half with possession. Kiski 4 minutes and 11 seconds to try and answer. And they got deeper into Norwin territory than they had all game. Still on their last possession, but they're going to need to hit a couple big plays to get back into this one. Yeah, well, that's what happens. I mean, you schedule these exhibitions for a reason, and I certainly like when teams play up. They play bigger conference teams because you're only gonna. I mean, hopefully you get out of there healthy is the one thing that you think about. Is Shirley goes back, tiptoes the end zone, the goal line, and he's taking it out. He's got some big returns, and Shirley again, he finds a crease. He's up across the 30, sheds. Oh, Josephic makes the tackle. Was that Josephic? No, that was 96, I think. Was that 96 or 99? 95. It was Evan Pfeiffer on special teams, also listed as a kicker punter. So Evan Pfeiffer getting in there and throwing the body and stopping Shirley from an even bigger gain. But another nice return. Well, he had to tiptoe the goal line the same way he tried to tiptoe the sideline here. And he brought it out, but across the 35 once again. I think all of his returns have gone across the 35, except maybe the first one. Oh, man, I think Pfeiffer might have given his coach a heart attack, too, because he's the backup kicker. Here is Artman trying to find some room, and he's down after a gain of about 2.5. I like when a kicker gets in there and gets his nose in there, you know. Remember, the Steelers had a punter named Daniel Sepulveda that was, it cost him his career pretty much, but, yeah. He would like to get in there and mix it up. He was a big dude. I think we drafted him in like the 4th round. That's pretty high for a punter. Maybe it was the 6th round. I don't know. But still, drafting a punter is pretty wild. Oh, yeah, man. And I'll tell you what, as Taylor is stacked up and he has nowhere to go, nothing to... Yeah, he got put down quickly. And there was number 40 for the Knights first. That was Gio Algieri in there for The initial contact back to the original line of scrimmage as we're under 3 minutes left in the first half. But like Pat McAfee's highlight film, if you watch Pat McAfee's highlights, he made several tackles in his NFL career. He was definitely not afraid. He's definitely not normal. Hartman again up top. He's got a man and turning around and nearly picking it off right there. That was a great play by Zach Pauling. Got his head around there. I thought, usually in high school, it's tough for them kids to get their head turned back around, but Pauling did a good job without interfering with Tegan Shirley. So, yeah, a little too much rainbow on it. I think if he drives it in there and throws more of a line drive, he's going to have Shirley for a long gain, but it was, yeah, for sure. But I think he overthrew Shirley on the first deep shot, and then when he kind of underthrew him, that kick will not be fielded. Oh, the bounce does not go Kiski's way this time. That is a very much so a Norwin bounce back toward midfield. So not a long punt there. Only a punt of about, yikes, oh man, I think it was like 17 or 15. Definitely not a long. Bad bounce, worked for them the last time they punted, but not this time for the Cavaliers. And 2:22 left now for the Knights to maybe put another score on the board here. They have done a great job as Tavares now has all kinds of time to throw, and he's got a man crossing. Completion at the 40 and down to about the 33-yard line as Tavares sits back and waits, picks his target, and hits Michael DeFazio for the first down and a good gain. And quickly back up to the line are the Knights. Tavares calls for it. Ball in his hand, throws quickly, and complete toward the sideline and thrown down. But a decent gain again, but staying in bounds is Ben Markle. And we're at 2 minutes as Tavares has the Knights down to the Cavaliers' 24-yard line. Low snap, handoff, a lot of room, big hole, trying to make the secondary miss there, but tackled finally was Giovanni Rothrauf, and he was tackled by Robert Sarno. And right back up are the Knights. And Rothrauf cuts it back in, and he's going to get across the 5. And Taylor slow to get up for the Cavaliers. And it feels like as soon as they're spotting the ball, Dave, that Norwin is snapping it. It's like they're so efficient. They get back to the line and get set really, really quickly. And when you speed it up like that, sometimes you'll get a false start penalty. As Rothrauf walks into the end zone, a touchdown flag way late, and what a cannon by that back official, just firing it. He just looked like he just barely tossed that and went 20 yards. Put that guy in. Did you see that? Just a little snap of the wrist, and that. Yeah, really. It's like he's got one of those leaders for your fishing line. What? Oh man! And it was no effort too. It's just like zoink. So I just jinxed the Knights right there. I said, when you're running this quickly of an offense, you usually get a procedure penalty or a hold or something like that from the big guys up front, and they did. As Rothrauf nearly gets it back. So an 11-yard gain there on first down. That's going to make it second and goal from the 3, under a minute to play. Norwin trying to extend their lead to 4 touchdowns, and they do. Rothrauf walks in for a 3-yard score, and Norwin piling on here at the end of the first half. I like, Gateway has that too, where they do all the lights. It's really cool after a touchdown. I like. Oh, yeah. Where was that? Oh, Dave, you're right. They had it too because it freaked us out. Yeah. And again, bang through that one over The marching band assembled behind the uprights, so no need for the drum major to sky and knock that one out of the air. I don't think so. I feel like it was. Oh man, I don't know. Cambria Heights. I was. Yeah. Central Cambria, maybe. Redfield. I feel like it was the Redfield. I don't know. We've done a game or two. Yeah, that one definitely. Oh yeah, dude, he was definitely into it. So 28-0 here, Norwin on top of Kiski area, just less than a minute to go. So Evan Pfeiffer now, after the big tackle on special teams last time, going to get the boot again. And Norwin in complete control of this game. They really haven't been stopped by the Cavaliers defense, and you got to credit that quick play calling and the discipline and efficiency of the Norwin players just to get up to that line, know their spot, know their assignment, boom, run that play quickly. You're not giving Kiski a chance to reset at all. As Pfeiffer squibs it, it hits Lorenzo Price, but he falls on it, and Pfeiffer getting very excited there. He dove over top of that. He got a tackle last time, so he's fired up. He dove over the top of Price downed it, and Pfeiffer came in, just flew over the top, looked like a wrestler. Off the top rope. And so the Cavaliers have 54 seconds on the clock because that squib kick was down. It actually hit Price first, and then he fell on it. So Cavaliers, I mean, as we said last time they had the ball, Dave, they gotta hit a couple of big plays. Well, now they really need one. Yeah, and that was the thing. They were so effective in the run game last week. As Artman sails it over the middle. Nice grab by Shirley, and he's across midfield. And Shirley trying to find an official to give the ball to, get it spotted again. A minor delay when you get a first down in high school, and the clock rolls again. So the Cavaliers. Yeah, that's true. That's true. 30 seconds left. Completion from Artman to Tegan Shirley. Artman rolls left, and he gets his head up, looks down the field, takes a shot, and it's picked. What a catch. What a play on the sideline. Just an athletic maneuver there by Porter Brzeski. And he dove in front of the intended receiver, and I think he toe tapped it. Oh, man, what a play. You're not going to see many more athletic plays than that. That was unbelievable. Porter Brzeski. I think I called him Porter. Apologies, young man. That was a heck of a play. So Porter Brzeski. I actually called him Porter Brzeski the first time. It's Porter Brzeski, okay? I corrected myself because he made a hell of a play right there and a nice grab for the interception. Tavares looking, and now he rolls out of the pocket, wants to fire long. He's got a man and overthrown into the Kiski sideline there. 11 seconds left. Tavares tried to go long down the field, but not much space. Kiski had that covered well on the back end. Avon Shirley back there playing deep safety. And I believe, let's say Andrew Finney was back there as well. Kind of had that bracketed at the sideline. Not much room to try and fit that one in for Tavares. So this may be the final play of the first half. Handoff. And some running room, hauled down from behind. Good tackle by the linebacker, Cody Carry On. And that handoff to Dylan Greaves will do it here in the first half. So make sure you stick around for the River Forest Country Club and Grill halftime show. Dave and I will turn our mics over. We're behind glass, as I said, so it's going to be a little tougher than normal. to try and let you folks hear the bands. But we always do that at halftime. Show support for the students out there working just. We'll see if the cord can get us there. We'll see. I'm hoping it will. I think it can. We're gonna try it. Dave and I are gonna try and stick microphones out in the window here. See if I can move this to the other side of the computer without unplugging the whole world. Oh, that for a minute. Well, that's gonna be difficult. Yeah, it definitely will. But if I move this sound. Oh, I think we got it, Dave. I think we got it. We're going to put the microphones out the window. Thank you, sir. I'll take fish it through, so do I. Dave and I look like three stooges here trying to undo these. You know what's going to make it easier, man? How about that? As the main through line of the show. In our opening movement, we will out to saxophone soloist Rita Stroop. In the second movement, we will hear from relevant soloists Grayson King and Jacob Tucker. Visual design of the program centers around connections, strings, ropes, and other ways you will see developed over the time as we continue to finish and produce our 2025 production. Okay. Well, we're going to put them out the window here. As far as coming events for the Kiski Band, next Saturday, we will be hosting our annual Humble Marching Band show at Kiski High School. We will be hosting your very own Norwin nights along with 6 other local marching bands. If you're looking for a great evening to come out and hear a bunch of incredibly young musicians, we hope to see you then. The Kiski Band also will be traveling to Columbus, Ohio, and the University of Delaware this year for 2 Bands of America regional events. Good luck to all the Big K Marching Band members, as well as the Norwin Band, as they continue to practice for their entire competitive season. They're dynamite. Oh, really? Now, without further ado, following movements 1 and 2 for their show title, Strings Attached. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kiski Area High School Marching Band.
Hold it together long enough to throw up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the field from Norwin, Pennsylvania, the Norwin High School Marching Band. Our 2025 production is entitled, What Do You See? We will present the first two movements for you tonight. Norwin High School is proud to present drum majors Evan Roper, Royce Jackson, and the Norwin High School Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, the Norwin High School varsity.
They always call him Mr. Touchdown. They always call him Mr. T. Question? Oh no. Heck. What happened to that? Oh man. What happened to this? What happened to the Freeport Dairy game? Oh. Looks like the original stream went down. That's about. Everybody's got a comment. Not Kiski fans though. They really don't talk.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you.
Next time we see you too.
Another Friday night action in Westmoreland County is the Cavaliers Spartans 14, Original 7. Jeanette 21, Pole Ranch 7. Peyton Trapper 13, Mount Lebanon 0. And Latrobe 14, Plum 7.
All right, well, thank you to River Forest Country Club and Grill for their sponsorship of the halftime show here on iTop Sports Network. I heard a comment up there, Dave, at the food, and I heard someone say the two best bands at the WPIAL, and I'd say that's pretty hard to argue with. Yeah, just excellent musicians, excellent, just coordination, talent all across the board. It's kind of like you're almost talking about a team, Well, you are talking about a team. A marching band is a unit, and both of those bands were just phenomenal tonight. I was glad to stand here and eat the tremendous cupcakes provided by the Norwin Athletic Department. Those were so good. I ate right before we came down here, and I would have traded my sheets gladly for some of that pizza. It smelled great. And the opening kickoff here in the third quarter goes to the Knights. Grabbed at about the 12-yard line. A lot of room here up toward the middle of the field and out and down at the 40-yard line. And that return made one of the nicest plays you'll see on the sideline there right before the end of the first half. Potter Brzeski, that interception, Dave, just a completely athletic play, jumping across in front of the wide receiver and getting that toe down to maintain possession right before flying out of bounds on that interception. And Norwin was able to take the ball down the field and score just before the end of the first half. So, oh man, that's to put it mildly. So first play from scrimmage here in the third quarter, and a decent gain there by Ralph. In the third quarter here, both teams, of course, have 3 timeouts. Quick snap again and a big hole. And bouncing off a couple of tackles of Ralph, he's out to the 30, cuts it back upfield, and finally wrestled down around the 26-yard line. And just where they left off prior to the half, Norwin Knights start their second half offensive attack the same way. Yes, they are in the 35, as we know. following high school football, PIAA mandated running clock. First 2nd and 5 run there to get about, I don't know, about 2, so you can stop. That's true. You can go up 60 in the first half and it won't run. Quick out there, completed. And that was Tavares to number 4, Zach Pauling. And first down there for Norwin, 10:30 left here in the third quarter. 28-0 Knights on top. And the handoff right there, and a good run off left tackle. And down around the 9-yard line there. A gain of 5 for Dylan Greaves. So pretty much anyone who's handled the ball and carried it for Norwin tonight has found a decent bit of running room. Another run off left tackle there. That one stopped. Yeah, I agree with you there. Well, you know, they're getting kicked in the teeth and they're not taking it lightly, but that one stopped. Still short of the goal line there. 3rd and 2, or excuse me, the first down marker. It's 1st and goal now. Sorry about that. 1st and goal from the 3. And Norwin looking to punch it in. They've been perfect from this area. And nowhere to go right there, stacked up. And in there first looked like Tegan Shirley, I believe, and number 11, River Price in the area. Number 11, Brayden Anderson also. That makes it 2nd and 4. They did lose a yard there, Dave. So 2nd and 4. 2nd and goal from the 4. And the handoff right there. Greaves, and he pounds his way in for another Norwin Knights touchdown. This one with 8:38 left in the third quarter. That will kick the running clock into action. Well, the lights were out inside the press box, which I actually don't mind, especially whenever we have to shoot through the glass. But there's another touchdown, and Greaves the recipient of that one. So Norwin right down the field on their first possession here in the second half. Josephic ready to boot it through, and he is 5 for 5 on the night. PAT up and good as Norwin strikes on their first possession here in the second half. You're watching High Top Sports Network. Josh Rittengoss and Dave Hartman here with you tonight from Norwin, the castle. And every castle, you know, back in the day, they had a place where you could head people. And it might be. I would be head the media too. Maybe, I don't know. As a member of the media, I would. Yeah. No, I'm just saying that it's get tossed in the tower. I like, you know, castles were pretty wild places. I don't know how much medieval castle studying you've done, Dave, but castles were pretty wild places. There's all kinds of like hidden corridors, rooms and stuff, and definitely some above board stuff going on in those places. Wars, treaties, all that stuff negotiated. People like to think of castles as like these really like, oh, they're so beautiful, and so magical and fun. They're pretty dark. Oh yeah, Elsa, Frozen. We love Frozen. The numbers are great on Frozen. Frozen 2, kickoff coming here. And that was Pfeiffer, sends it deep, and Shirley going to get another chance. He's had great returns today, and he stutter steps, but he's wrapped up. First one, I believe, stuffed behind the 20-yard line, so a good job there by Norwin making an adjustment on Haven Shirley, who had been huge in the return game. That was really the big spark for the Cavaliers was Shirley's returns. He had one out to near midfield. I'm going to say that Coach Brown was like, okay, here's the one thing we need to stop, the kickoff returns. Because they've been doing a good job defensively. I mean, Kiski's been able to move the ball, not freely, but they've done, it's not like they're being held, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. They're getting first downs. But Norwin's definitely been able to tighten up on their side of the field, and also a big stop there on the return, which had been a big weapon. Artman fires. That one a little bit high, nearly hauled in by Shirley, but in on the coverage. Is that Shirley going up for that ball? I can't see that. Needs to turn around. I don't think it was, actually. Maybe. I can't see the number. He's still walking. Was it number 4? No, it was 1. It was 1. Shirley. Yeah, Shirley went up and knocked away by Jake Knight, his numerical counterpart. Yeah, I know. Well, he didn't turn exactly toward us until the last second, so. That'll make it 2nd and 10. Prior to the snap, false start. And that hit Kiski on their first possession, but really not since. They've been pretty decent on the procedure stuff until right about now. Yeah, I don't know if any coaches are like, now's a great time for a false start, boys. Now's a great time. They certainly have. They were really impressive here tonight. And as I said last week, they lost by a field goal to Penn Trafford. As Artman under pressure, rolling out, just tries to get it down the sideline, throws it away to avoid a sack, and that'll make it 3rd and 15 as we get to 6:05 left in the third quarter. All Norwin here tonight in this 6A versus 5A battle. A lot of people here tonight. Like you said, Dave, a good showing from Kiski, too, on the away fans. But down below us, it's packed to the gills. Really, I kind of, it's tough to see that. As a viewer at home, we can't really show you as we're shooting from this side, but there weren't a whole lot of empty parking spaces either. And that snap back, Artman dumps it off, caught, and brought down, and that ball comes loose, but already down to the turf was Ashton Taylor. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 15. Yeah, that would have been a big loss there. And on that tackle was number 57, Lucas Altier. So big tackle by Altier in the backfield. And Kiski going to punt out of their own end zone now. And wow, look how close the return man is. He's hanging at the 41. Time for a big boot if you got one. Skied it. That one's going to be way short. And lands, oh man, big Kiski bounce. That was extremely lucky for the Cavaliers. It rolls out to the 46-yard line. Well, if you've ever punted a football, you know what it's like to try and load up on one and just, you hit it kind of up your foot and it just goes straight up in the air. It's on a yellow ticket. Away number is 008455. Again, 00. It's something I got to get back to it, man. Getting the 50-50. I used to do it at every game. Number 1. So first play after the punt, going deep is Tavares. He's got a man towards the sideline. What a catch. And down around the 5-yard line. An excellent throw to the sideline there. Jake Knight tracked it down. Tavares was put a little bit behind Knight. And still a heck of a catch. My goodness. Jake Knight. He's having himself a nice game tonight. Well, you know, pile it on. If you can do it, why not? Well, that one diving for the end zone. It's going to be just short there. That was Giovanni Ralph trying to get in. He's had already smelled the end zone tonight. And the handoff. Ralph cuts it back and a touchdown. So lining up for his 6th extra point attempt of the night. Joseph Pick, and it's up, and it's good. Lead extended by Norwin, 42-0. And 2:55 is left in the third quarter. Dave, I mean, I don't need you to state the obvious for the folks out there, but give me your impressions of the Norwin Knights tonight. I got to tell you what's impressed, and I couldn't agree more. What's impressed me the most about them is just the quickness and the efficiency, and everybody being, as Coach Tomlin would say, on their details. You know, the offensive line getting up there, just boom, right to the line, boom, right to the line, boom, right to the line. Nobody's out of place. Nobody's out of position. They run. They get a big play. Those linemen are booking it down the field to get back into position to run that next play. They're taking 10, 12 seconds off the play clock, and Shirley's going to get a crack. And another decent return for Aiden Shirley. Cuts it and slips a man right about the 36-yard line, I think, now. But, you know, as I was saying, to finish my point, they've been so impressive just in their lack of mistakes. You know what I mean? It's been really fun to watch. So that will give Kiski the ball at, so let's see, 35. Oops. Double with the sound there, don't we? Okay. And snap. Hartman rolls to his right. He thought about taking a deep shot, and he pulled it down and met my slew of Norwin Knights in there first. Looked like, yeah, he did. Sebastian Somerville was in there, along with several teammates, laying the wood to quarterback. Oh, yeah, for sure. So the Cavaliers, 2nd and 10. Nothing lost on that play in terms of yardage, but Hartman took a lick. He's back up and snap incoming. Drops back, looks, and fires across the middle. Ooh, maybe they're a touch early. One. Looked like Finney was the intended receiver. Maybe just a smidge early. That one put the flag away, and I think the official was kind of like, maybe if this was a closer game, but getting in there early was Greaves. Yeah, that one was definitely Definitely a little close. All right, so they're not thinking about that. That'll bring up the fourth quarter. We're already in the fourth quarter with the running clock. Moving right along, Dave. And thanks to Armstrong Indoor Athletics. Remember, it's never too early to sign your youngsters up at AIA, the premier training facility in the region. Up there in Armstrong County, Katana, right off Main Street, South Grand Avenue. Right behind Fox's Pizza. And go in there and listen. You think, oh, that might be out in the middle of nowhere. Why would I take my kids all the way to Katanning to learn how to hit the ball? I'll tell you 2 words. Pete Harmon. That's all you got to know. The encyclopedia of hitting. What that man's brain is. And all you got to do is look at the results on the field over the past several years. Armstrong softball once. When those schools got together, and I'm putting this as mildly as I possibly can, that team was a laughing stock. They were a guaranteed win on your schedule. If you were coming to Armstrong, you thought, oh, right, this is going to be an easy one. We're going to be out of here in 5 innings. Not anymore, baby. and I'll tell you what, the instructors and 2 guys behind AIA, Keith Schaefer and Pete Harmon, behind it, Keith Schaefer recently resigning as Armstrong's head coach, and still without a head coach, mind you. Hartman pulls it down and fires, and that one just a little bit high and wide. But yeah, go up there, learn how to hit, learn how to field. These guys, and the cool thing I like about AIA in terms of instruction, first off, they have a giant diamond in the back of the hitting and the pitching lanes and stuff like that. They built it a couple of years ago. It's like an airplane hangar. It's huge. They host youth sports leagues in there. It's really, really awesome. But the instructions, they bring back college players who have trained there, girls from Armstrong, Kiski, that area, Freeport, and, made their way to playing at the next level. They come back and do instruction camps, individualized instructions. Really just a neat resource and it's something that I definitely wish, when I was growing up, as obsessed with baseball as I was, I would love to have a place like that to go. And just take rips in the wintertime, It's a really cool place. And the prices are affordable. They run, club teams out of there as well. Really a one-stop shop to help your youngster not only improve, but learn the finer points of being, good at baseball or softball. It's really an awesome place. So check them out, aia.team. And you can register your youngster for next season. I mean, I would have loved it, Dave. Seriously, I would have been in there all the time. I would have made my parents take me to AIA because instead I hit rocks with a wiffle ball bat or a broom handle. I remember my mom got a shovel, brand new shovel. I was 12 years old, and I took the shovel and I put it in my dad's vise, and I measured it to 34 inches, and I took a hacksaw and cut right through the handle. Let me just tell you, my mom was not pleased. I did, actually. But I used it. Ultimately, I still got to use it to do its intended purpose, and that was to hit stones off my gravel pile down over the hill and simulate games in my head as I was doing it, which it probably kind of explains why I'm here today in the business. Like, this guy was muting the Pirate game and calling his own games in his little tape recorder. Another nice run up the gut. This time, we got a new guy in there carrying the ball for the Knights. That's number 25, Parker Rigo, the sophomore. And that is the truth. I used to mute the Pirate game, and I had a little tape recorder, and I would call Pirates games to myself. And it's hilarious. Like, when I went back and listened to them as an adult, I sound like, Bobby Bonilla steps to the plate. It's like, wow, dude. But it was awesome. Led me to where I'm at today, I guess. I got off topic there. AIA. Go hit some balls. Go learn how to pitch. It's an awesome place. AIA.team. Check it out. And long time sponsor of High Top. There's a little zoom cam for you. I'm trying to get the glare off. It's still kind of scary. These are the perils. Sometimes you gotta shoot behind glass, you know?
I don't know.
It's Rigo again. And good here. Rigo. Not only that, we were stuffed in that press box. It was the first game that the new picks were stuffed in there. We're on angled glass that had like a film on it. We had no internet. Remember, she had to give us the double secret Wi-Fi, and and then we did for like the first half a little bit. Rigo pops it. Outside ball comes loose, and Kiski is gonna fall on it. I'm not falling it. Pick it up and return it. The Cavaliers force a turnover as Rigo drops that, trying to fight for extra yards. And Cavaliers, they got a positive here. That will be a fumble. You know something that I remember about that game, Dave? Steely McBean walking in front of us when it was just like so frustrating. We couldn't get the right angle to get the glare off. You know, people are giving us the business on social media, and it's like, seriously? Oh, literally right on top. The crowd was, walking in front of our camera angle. And I just remember being frustrated, and then Steely McBean walking right in front of us, like with the crowd, to go to the concession stand. I was like, it's got to, yeah, of course. There's Steely McBean. Why wouldn't there be? Oh, yeah, I loved it. It would have been great to not do the first game ever. I think it would be awesome to do a game there maybe tonight,
That's what I'm thinking. Like, there's some on schedule.
All right. The second half, 6 minutes left. Firing. Down low. And that's complete to Andrew Finney. Yeah, let's get some Negro, ankle, and foot care out of town scores. Dave? The Trojans, I assume you're talking about. Oh, okay. We were shut out Indiana last week.
Red Velvet.
And looking for another convincing victory at home here to start the season. Arvin fires. And it's complete. Fighting for extra yards. Knocked down. It's Keegan Shirley.
Number 6, Xavier Holtzman. Second down.
The Riverhawks fell by 3 points last week at home to Highlands and down by, what did you say, 6? Trying not to start out winless prior to going into that brutal conference schedule that they play. It ain't easy. Murderer's Row, as I told Coach Van Fabian. And deep down the field, Orman's got a man, and that's going to be pass interference, yes, but a catch made nonetheless. And a great grab off the sideline down there. The deep shot is converted. So that kid's the biggest play of the night, and it goes deep. Hartman to number 3, Aidan Shirley getting down the field. And so, the Cavaliers for the first time tonight inside the Steffi's Country Catering Red Zone. Yeah, that's a good call. I got trying to get my mouse unstuck here, but it's not doing it. Unstick. Not doing it. Well, apologies if I don't think your screen is frozen. I think it's just the stream on my computer. But rolling out, Artman completed and tackled out of bounds before he could turn it up the field. That was Tegan Shirley. It is frozen. Another camera. We'll just leave it on this camera for now. Oh, we're in the fourth quarter. Yep, that's true. Definitely not in the third quarter. In fact, this game's almost done. 2:50 left. And Kiski trying to get on the board to avoid a shutout. Hartman takes the snap, shotgun snap, rolling out, got pressure, rolls to his left, just tosses it up, and he's got a touchdown and a 6-point toss there from Artman to, who was that, number 5, I believe? That is none other than Austin Beck. I think that's who caught it. Is it number 5, Beck? 6. Well, that would be Lucas Vacanti. And that makes more sense since he's a wide receiver and Austin Beck's a kicker. And hey, Austin Beck's on the field right there. Just boost the extra points. We got 1 out of those 7. I think you're right. Vacanti with the touchdown catch. I think it was about a 5 or 6 yards or something like that. So Vacanti gets Cavaliers on the board here. They will not go home whitewashed. Extra point up and good by Beck. And make it 42-7 Norwin. So Cavaliers able to put one on the board. Yeah, no give up. Yeah, pack it in. Well, I give him a ton of credit getting out here and battling. I mean, as we said prior to the game, the roster sizes, I mean, there's double, at least double on the Norwin sideline, what Kiski has on their sideline. So the depth obviously goes in favor to the 6A school. Home field advantage. I mean, this is an intimidating place to play. Big crowd. And I know he's the last guy with a number. Yeah, exactly. And the boot there by back over the return man and through the end zone for a touchback. That was a heck of a boot. .155 and the clock is rolling. Cavaliers gonna fall here tonight at Norwin, but I think there's a lot you can take out of it if you're Kiski. This Norwin team, obviously a point scoring machine. The first 2 weeks, 73 combined points in the first 2 weeks for the Knights. And it was Artman's first start, coming back from injury. Parker Rigo, who fumbled. Rigo fumbled that ball, and that led to Kiski getting a chance to bring it back down the field and ultimately score their lone touchdown as we approach 1 minute to play in regulation. Hand off. And another good run by Rigo. He's across the 40-yard line and past the first down marker. Yeah, I mean, clearing it out there. Norwin line, and we're down to 35 seconds. So they will. No, they got the 40 on the play clock, so that's going to be it. And a victory for the Norwin Knights here at home. Week 1 action in the WPIAL. 42-7, the Knights defeat the Kiski area Cavaliers. The lights are flickering. Still 18 seconds on the game clock. The teams are shaking hands. Everybody wants out of here, Dan. And I don't blame the Cavaliers for wanting to get on the road. I'm not surprised. I said, go ahead and try and find something. And then you didn't show up for a while. I knew it was dire. There we go. Unbelievable. Look at that. Hey. Came up with the very last seconds.
Thanks to all of our awesome sponsors, most especially Negro Ankle and Foot Care, Negro Ankle and Foot Care in Vanderbilt. Shake on. And then the Knights head to their spot now near the home field student section, and the Cavaliers head the other way. We'll follow the cast. They have a spot there by the end zone. And thanks to River Forest Country Club and Grill, and tonight's halftime sponsor, and also this evening's post-game sponsor.
Great show for their money.
Yeah, they did. Who's that logo? Nope, that's the camera. Didn't mean to do that. Apologies. And Dave, talk to me a little bit about what you saw tonight here. A Norwin dominant victory.
Really, there's nothing bad you can say about it. The only one fault I saw was
Yeah, that's the backup running back.
and honestly, the way that ball went, he got a quarter 70 yards away. It looked like that ball was punched out.
Yeah, it came flying out of there.
That was really the only mistake I saw.
Well, it certainly wasn't in their execution of a quick, fast-paced, efficient rushing offense. They threw the ball well. Don't get me wrong, I thought Tavares looked great back there. He had plenty of time, thanks to that big offensive line, building a wall around him. He had plenty of time to go through his progressions, find his reads, and the majority of the time he put the ball right on the money. So you got to give credit there when they did decide to throw the ball. But it didn't matter who was carrying the ball for Norwin tonight. They were getting ahead of the chains over and over and over again. And I mean, not taking false start penalties, not taking procedure penalties, not taking holding penalties. You know when you're one of those big uglies up front, you get tired, you want it, just grab something. Well disciplined, well conditioned, and get their first victory of this 2025 season. The Norwin Knights, as I mentioned, fell last week to Penn Trafford by a field goal. Tonight, even up that season record with a dominant victory over 5A Kiski area. And for the Cavaliers, listen, they come in and took some lumps.
Yeah.
It didn't feel good, but they're going to take something out of this. I think Coach Huff, got his first win last week, took over for Sam Albert, longtime head coach at Kiski area, and
Especially towards the end of the day. Early on, there was a lot of momentum just unnecessary penalties. Procedure penalties. They do come in and they never come in every day. I give a lot of credit.
well, I think that's one thing you get, kind of when you get north of the city a little bit more up where we are. These kids know they're playing both sides of the ball. They know they're going against a 6'8" team. They know they're going to get swung on, and they're going to stand in there and take it, and they're going to fight back. And that's what Kiski did. I think that it was indicative that they never stopped fighting. You know, just fighting for extra yards, fighting for, you know, punching that ball out, as you said, from Ringo. You know, they continue to battle until the final whistle. That's what you got to do when you're taking over the program. I wouldn't say building a program, because what Coach Albert left in place here is obviously fantastic. But, you know, taking over a new coach, a new coaching staff, and maybe a little bit of a tweak on the identity, but still the same identity, and get the same type of kids, blue-collar kids, hard workers, and they'll stand in, with you. They'll snap with you.
That gives them a lot of credit. They're used to playing Ironman football. They're going against well-rested teams. That's tough.
Yeah, and also, like we mentioned, the gap, the roster size and stuff, you know. But some of the biggest plays made for Norwin tonight, I think of Potter Brzezinski, hit that interception, but he also had a touchdown catch, and he was involved. You know, that touchdown catch, it was a little curl inside. He turned, he got hit, and he dove from the line. I mean, he made plays on both sides of the ball as well. So that's high school football. That's high school football in West PA. But even in a 42-7 game, you can say it was a pretty physical battle. All right, well, that is going to do it for myself, Josh Redmond, and Dave Hartman here from Norwin. The Knights victorious over the visiting area Cavaliers. And as I mentioned, as Dave mentioned, on our out-of-town scoreboard,
2 other games, they still going on, Dave? Wow, still some time there, but I forgot we got the running clock most of the second half. So.
Yeah, we're way ahead of everybody. We were into the fourth quarter, and the Freeport game was just going into halftime.
Oh, wow. So the Yellow Jackets taking care of business once more this week. They shut out Indiana last week and really putting it on Darien. I feel like there's definitely a rivalry there between Freeport and Darien on the basketball court, on the football field. And I feel like when either team gets a chance to smack the other one around, they do it. So Freeport taking full advantage of the Trojans tonight, and the Riverhawks back on top. So feel free to bounce around the network and follow the conclusion of those 2 games. For Dave Hartman and myself, Josh Reckenglass, recapping the final score here one more time. 42-7 Norwin defeating Kiski area. That's going to do it for us. Thanks to all of our wonderful sponsors. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and be well.